Hey, how's it going today, guys? This is the Football Frame of Mind podcast, man. I'm Brandon. His name's Cam, man. We have a great top five segment we're going to do today. We haven't really been doing those as of late, but we're kind of trying to reintroduce a lot of the older stuff that really did well for us, and it seems like you guys really liked as well. We're going to be jumping out of NFL, going back into college football, and to touch on some of that good stuff. But before we get into all that, what's up going on, man? How you doing?
Not much, man. I'm good, man. I'm good. Uh, Bald head is shaved. I feel good. You know, uh, early morning, so it's good to wake up. But I ain't no morning person. I'll be honest with you.
Well, I think that makes two of us. I think I'll agree with you on that, Mr. Night Owl.
Yeah. So yeah, man. Look, I'm sorry. I work better at night, man. I can just focus. Kids ain't running around, things like
hmm
that. So it
It
works out for me, I
it makes
guess.
me think of that other video we did, and I think I don't think you were pulling an all nighter, but you had pulled a bunch of hours or whatever. You was doing stuff, and you're like, yeah, I would just like to thank energy drinks and fruit snacks, specifically Welch's to be exact.
Yeah, yeah. We gotta
That's
get, we
exactly what
gotta,
I think.
we gotta get that plug, man. We gotta
Oh,
get
we gotta
that
get the
Welch's
Welch's
plug.
sponsorship.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah. We
if you
gotta
guys are
get that
watching,
plug.
give us a ring. It's all right.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. All right. So,
Oh man.
um, so, before we even get started, man, let's pay some bills, man. So I'll let you do the honors,
Okay.
man.
Cool. Appreciate it, man. Them bills gotta get paid. Nobody wants to be an adult. I don't. You don't. I'm pretty sure anybody watching right now does not. Unfortunately, this is the world we live in. So if we're gonna give a big shout out to anybody, we're just gonna start with college football dogs, man. If you guys weren't informed, we signed a contract with them recently. They're an upstart program network. They're looking to get 24-hour TV, all this cool stuff covering baseball, football, all kinds of cool stuff like that. Definitely keep your eyes out on them. If you're watching on YouTube, we'll make sure we put a link in the description so you guys can check out their content. A lot of really cool content creators, and really surprisingly, the different teams that are supported and all the different topics and stuff. It really kind of brings perspective to see other people wanting to do the same thing as you. So definitely check them out. Really cool guys on that end. Big shout out to Off the Ball Network as well. We're approaching a year, guys, and this month, I think, nope, next month will be a year, and we've been working with them. Feels like since the beginning. If you're into any kind of sports whatsoever, like we said, baseball, basketball, football, there's a plethora of talented content creators who will definitely have content ready for you to cover all of those bases, whether it be on their main channel or on all the other separate content creators channels as well. We'll leave a link in the description for their channel. Definitely check them out. Those guys talk day and night sports. So if you love sports 24 hours a day, those are the guys to check out for sure. And give a last shout out to our last sponsor man, Bet US. If you're into sports gambling, it's 2024 is really popular. A lot of people are jumping on the gambling train. All of your sports gambling needs, they can handle them. They've been around for years and years. Successful train record, man. We'll leave a link in the description for them as well, whether it be for any promo codes, things like that, free bets. Definitely check them out as well. But we're going to get into this top five segment. Like I said, we're going to take a break on NFL. I feel like we've been riding the NFL train for quite some time, and it's good to kind of take a step back and get back into college because I feel like that's kind of where me and you both prefer, especially with the way the game is nowadays. I feel like we're both kind of leaning on the college side more than the pro. But we've got a top five segment today. We're doing the top five collegiate football helmets, just base helmets. We're not doing alternate options, anything like that. Pretty much just the base helmet you see every Saturday. We're ranking our top fives between him, me. We may share a couple of opinions. We're the same person, but we don't always have the same opinions. So definitely keep watching for that as well. So lead it off, brother. I want to see what you got.
All right. So I'll be honest with you, probably not gonna have the same, bro. Because your helmets and my helmets, like I actually don't like the helmets that you pick. Like I like them, but they're not like my favorite helmets. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like
yeah,
it's
and I
cool.
got yeah, and if it would have been a top 10, I probably would have had a much wider selection for
Yeah,
sure.
like if
And I have a couple of honorable mentions I'm gonna throw in there just to be funny, but
Yeah, like if we did a top 10, then we definitely would have had the same, you know.
hmm
But because it's only top five, I had to go to ones that I really like. Like even
hmm
now or as a kid till now. Like I have to add those, man. So let me start, man. Let me start. All right. So if I had to pick, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I won't do an order, but yeah, I won't do an order. I won't do an order. I'll just call them out how I see it.
Okay.
All right, so no particular order, man. You know where I'm going. Bama baby.
It's
You know what it
classic,
is.
man. You can't go wrong.
Classic, man. Classic logo. I mean, look at it if you're watching on YouTube, man. You got the crimson red, man. Then you got the number. Like nobody does the number anymore, man. Like the
Barely
numbers is
anybody.
like, yeah, it's like perfect, man. Like I don't know, man. It's just cool. It goes with whatever jersey they wearing. Like it just
hmm
fits, man. It's like you know what you're gonna get. You know what you're gonna get from the jersey itself. Like I don't know, like the jersey and the helmet just fit. Like sometimes they
hmm
got the jerseys look good, but the helmet don't. You know. But
hmm
one thing
There
I
was
want
no
to see
flash.
Bama do. One thing I want to see Bama do is go with the white helmets with the all white jersey.
That'd be clean. Kind of like how Oklahoma used to do that sometimes, where they did like an all white.
Yeah, yeah,
hmm
yeah, but I don't know, man. Some traditionalists down there. They don't want to do that, but
hmm
I personally would love to see that. That would be tight. So, and then I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna go Miami, baby.
Yeah, I thought about them. I like their new. I think they incorporated the gray face mask into it now.
Yeah, like
It's clean though.
this might be like an outdated uh helmet because I really couldn't find nothing new for real. But
hmm
when they go just traditionally, I like it, man. The white, the U, just all the great players that played there, they just you know what it means when you see the U, man, and
hmm
it always fits. Now I personally don't like them now little bit because of what Adidas does to it. I don't like the way they've done their jerseys, but the helmet stayed the same. So that's
hmm
always a good. So hopefully one day they can get that Nike outfit back and then we go back to what it used to be. But as
Yeah,
far
the
as the
Adidas
helmet
don't
is
look the
concerned,
same.
yeah, as far as the helmet is concerned, I like it. I like it. It's always
I
a
agree.
classic, man. So and then I'm gonna go here, man. Yeah. All
Who we
right.
got? Dun, dun, dun,
We got
dun. See,
Clemson, baby.
I like Clemson's too. The orange and the purple go really good with the white.
Yeah, man. So I like I said, Clemson, man, it's one of my favorites. It's like I said, the tiger paw is just it stands out, man. And then when you're a real bad player, bro, like you're doing your thing out there, bro, you get the little pride stickers on there.
Like
That's
Ohio
fire.
State. Yep.
Yeah, yeah, yep. And he look good, man. So I like it, man. I fit. I like when they go with the these helmets and then the
The
purple
purple
jerseys.
jerseys.
Bro.
hmm
Yeah,
They
that's
clean. I
fire to
like
me.
that too.
Yeah, so that's what I like, man. So uh I think it's three. So this is number four, man.
Who
You
you
gonna
got?
like this one. You gonna like this one, man.
Probably one
Ohio
that.
State, baby.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I didn't want to. Yeah, Ohio State they just played out, but I love the silver and the red, and just like how you spoke
yeah.
on the stickers, like I just think that brings out the helmet. It's just so traditional, but yet not, if that makes sense.
Yeah, man. Like it's classic, man. You can't go wrong
hmm
with it. You can't go wrong with this, with the colors, man. You can't go wrong with the stickers. And like I said, when you know you're good, you're gonna have a whole lot of pride stickers on there. Like the bad
hmm
motherfuckers, they know they're gonna have. You know what I'm saying? Like
hmm
uh, like I forgot who had. I remember JT Barrett, bro. He had a whole head full of them, bro. I was like, dog, he
I
going
think
ham,
Braxton Miller
dog.
did too.
Yeah, Braxton Miller had a whole bunch. I'm like, bro,
Hmm
what if you exceed the number of stickers on there? Like, do
Let
you
me
get
find
some
out you did
more?
all that in the weight room, bro.
Yeah, like what, like what if you run out of, what if you run
What if
out
you
of,
run out of space?
yeah, like where you put them at? You know what I'm saying?
You start coating the inside, I guess.
I guess so. I don't know, man. But my last one, man, it's not specifically the helmet itself, man. But when they play this game, and I'll explain it when you see it, man. All right, so here we go. Army, bro.
Okay. It's
Army, like
classic. I mean, yeah.
classic, right? But it's like, well, hold on, let me pull it back up. It's not like the helmet itself, right? But
hmm
it's what you can do with it on specific occasions, right? When they
hmm
playing Air Force or they playing Notre Dame or they
Or
playing
Navy.
Navy, you know what I'm saying? It's what you can do with it, It's
hmm
not like it's not like LSU has their thing on there, their whole thing, their
Yeah. It's a
abbreviations on
blank
it.
canvas, pretty much.
Yeah, like you can't really be
hmm
moving the LSU thing to put something else there. But like when you have a blank canvas, you can add different, army jobs, different army bases, things like that. Same thing with the Navy. You could add the warships on there. Like, I don't know. Navy had a cool one like a couple years ago. I forgot
hmm
which one it was. Damn, a dude, I forgot the dude who was there, but it was some theme they used, and it was so sick. I was like, damn, that's
They
fire.
always the military academies always are very creative with their helmet designs and their jerseys. They always have some crazy collab or they're dedicating something to this or that.
Yeah, yep. So man, look, I like Army, man. They can you can mix and match, man. But it is classic, man, because you can't go wrong with it. Army ain't really changed since before we was born. They still run the wing T and all that stuff.
Yep. They still back in the 60s, bro.
Yeah, yeah. So they
Hey,
ain't changed too much. But yeah, man, that's my five, man.
dope. Dope. So you already know mine, but I'm gonna throw I'm gonna do mine in order. So I'm gonna throw a couple of just honorable mentions. We don't have to have like graphics on the screen. One that like is really growing on me is Oregon. Just like that green and that yellow, because I used to love just their O on the side, but now like with the wings, it's kind of growing on me. Because they first started bringing that one out in like 13, but now I don't know. I'm really digging that one. Michigan's got a really dope helmet. The navy blue and the yellow work really well together. I really like those. And who's there's somebody else. I think it's Texas A&M. I like the classic maroon and white. You can't go wrong. Just a big TAM on the side. Iconic as well. So if we're gonna get into this top five, yeah. So five, I'm gonna throw Florida State in the bunch, man. The iconic gold and maroon. Uh brings back a lot of memories from when I was a kid playing college football with Florida State with Bobby Bowden, as well as that was our high school colors. So the gold and maroon always kind of has a special place in my heart. I just love the mix that it has, and I find the colors go really good together. Just the gold helmet, maroon jersey, gold pants, however you want to throw them together. And I love the arrow on the side. Very iconic, very staple-ish. I don't necessarily care for Florida State nowadays, but that helmet is just very iconic. And this generation might not truly understand how iconic that helmet really was, like when we were coming up, when Bobby Bowden was building that program.
Yeah, I agree.
So if I'm gonna go number four, I'm gonna go Florida, man. We're just gonna stay in the state of Florida, man. Classic orange helmet, blue script Gators, bro. Like another iconic helmet. Another situation where the colors just blend really good together. The blue and orange, the white face mask. When I see that helmet, man, you think of all kinds of players, all kinds of teams. You think of Steve Spurrier, you think of Tim Tebow, you think of all these great teams from the past. Just another really good color coordination that just you see that and you're like, oh, I got to go to the swamp. Oh man, I've got to go
You,
to a hostile environment. I've got to go play this team or that team. Like just something when you see it, you're like, okay, now I know I've got to be ready for that test. You know what I mean?
there's I like the Gators, right? But it's an alternative helmet that I like. The one with the F
The
on it.
F, yeah, I like the Fs too. I will agree, and maybe we'll do another video, probably like a top 10 of best like I guess helmets as a whole, which would be a really cool idea. Because I genuinely like you talking about the white one or the orange one because
The
the white
white
one's
one.
clean. The white one's
The
clean. Yeah, I
white
like
one.
that one too.
Yeah, the white one with the F, bro. That was
Hmm.
fire, man.
I
I
like that
like
one
that one.
too.
Yeah.
I remember. I'm getting a little off topic. I remember when we was in high school. Remember South Terrebonne used to have that green helmet with the Gators written on the side, just like Florida. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
they freaking got like copyright for that. They had to change it. They had to change the logo and everything. They couldn't keep it no more because I guess they got caught up. But
Bro, every high school does that, bro. So it's like,
bro,
what are you doing?
especially like the Georgia B, everybody, not the B, the Georgia G, like everybody does that. Like,
Yeah, bro. Everybody got the Patriots. Remember Ellender? They had the damn
Allender had
the
that.
head.
Now Thibodeau was slick with theirs though. They had LSU's colors, but
Hmm.
obviously instead of LSU, they just threw the THS on the side and they got away with it. Literally the same same song and dance. But yeah, everybody does that. They're like, oh, we're just gonna do 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 do
Yeah,
do.
like we don't know where you got that from, bro. Like, yeah, we know. Yeah,
Oh man, that's funny. Now I come to think about it. Oh wow.
bro. Um,
But getting back to the top five, say we've got Florida State, we got Florida. At number three, we'll pick a helmet that you don't like, and I like Ole Miss's powder blues, man. I really liked when they had the
ugly,
navy
bro.
blue helmet. I thought it was really iconic. The powder blue is kind of growing on me because it's got that old school Archie Manning feel with the powder blues with the red jerseys, the silver or white pants. Like this helmet, I feel like the colors blend really well. It's got a gray face mask, just really good color scheme. I really like the way it flows together. It wasn't one that I've always liked, but it's kind of grown on me the last few years or so because I was mad when they switched from the navy. I liked the all navy with the red text. I really liked that one, and they still wear it sometimes. But this one, for some reason, I just really like now.
Yeah, I mean it's an old school feel. I mean, I can get where you're saying um the Archie Manning days, where they wore that. So it was cool. I just personally like the older one, the darker helmet.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
like the
know
navy
that.
blue too.
Yeah, that like brings me back to like when
Houston Nut
Ole
days.
Miss, yeah, Ole Miss beat Florida that year. Like that was kind of that's what I remember about that
Hmm.
jersey specifically because I like when they beat Florida. I don't know. It was cool to see. I don't know. It just fit what they was trying to do. Like they was an
Hmm.
upstart team, not really supposed to even be on the same field with Florida, but like I
Hmm.
don't know. I just liked it when it's like that. But I think the powder blue is just a little bit much for me. I don't know.
I don't know. I
Um,
like it because it's a first start, and it's like them. Like a lot of this younger generation doesn't even know about the powder blue, so it's like they're ushering in kind of like a new era, but like paying homage to like the old school at the same time. Because I don't know, like just that attitude and that demeanor that Lane Kiffin's got his team playing with, I just feel like it really fits like their aura and just their attitude towards the field. And they got a really good program right now. Oh, Lane Kiffin's really definitely turned that program around and got them in a good place, man. I don't know if we've had a top 25 rankings, but they're definitely going to be in the top 25 without a doubt going into this coming season.
okay, no, I get that. I get that.
So number two, man, I'm going Notre Dame. Notre Dame's helmets, bro. Like just like how you said, like with Army, it's just iconic. That gold with the gray, there's so much tradition, there's so much rich history. It's not even fancy or crazy. It's just something about that gold, but that navy blue, all like I don't know what it is, but I just think of like just how good they were back in the day with guys like Newt Rockney and all this stuff like that. Even going to when we were kids when they had Brady Quinn, Golden Tate, like all kinds of I don't know. Notre Dame is just a very iconic brand. Maybe not to the same degree as it was when we were younger, but it seems like Marcus Freeman and crew are kind of trying to get them back to that level of relevancy and trying to get these different recruits and stuff. But just from a helmet standpoint, I know it's just a gold and silver helmet, but I feel like it's just a lot deeper than that. I feel like
Mm.
there's this weight that comes with wearing a helmet like that. Like there's a level of standard and just a level of professionalism that comes with wearing a helmet like that. Because I mean, it isn't easy to get into Notre Dame to start with at all.
Mm.
That's why they struggle with recruiting because of the strict recruiting things. But yeah, I've got Notre Dame number 2, and I'm just gonna cut to the chase. And you could say I'm biased, but I just like the color scheme, man. LSU is the number 1, bro. The gold and purple, like nobody else really does it on the college level. It's got an old school feel to it, and the purple and the gold blend really good together. Having the white and purple pinstripes down the middle, it's just iconic, bro. There's not a whole lot else you can say about it. We've tried a couple of alternates. I think we have a white and purple alternate, and then we had I think it was for the COVID year. We had like a metallic purple with a purple face mask, was really cool as well. But
Yeah, I
just
remember
from
that.
it was the Silent Years, I think it was called. I think it was Burrow's last year. I think we wore those because it was a purple helmet with a white pants and a white jersey, if I'm not mistaken. But
Mm.
that, like, when I see that helmet, that gold helmet, I just think of like Billy Cannon. I think of how good LSU's teams were in the early 2000s with Nick Saban and how they were on the rise with Les Miles. And now we're obviously in a new era. But yeah, I agree. Yeah. And we're just going through the coaching carousel with Coach O and Go Tigers. And now, like, obviously, like, we're in a new era of Brian Kelly, and the program's in a really good place going in the right direction. But just from a helmet standpoint, I think it's a classic. I just think you can't do a whole lot else to make that helmet better. I just think it just fits. The colors blend really well, and you get the message right when you see it.
Nah, LSU got a good helmet, man. You know, like I said, I would have put them on there on my list, but I wanted you know more about it than I do. I just like it because of the optics of it. So I
Mm-hmm.
wanted you to explain that a little bit more because I really like LSU's helmets. I don't like LSU, but you know what? I can rock with the helmets, dog. The
I know who
helmet,
you like. I know you like LSU more than Auburn.
of course, of course, of course. Nah, man. But you know
Especially
what?
based on that video you
You,
posted yesterday.
Oh yeah. Painful day. Yeah. Check it out on the YouTube channel, dog. It was
Man, that was a day that will live in infamy
yeah,
in Cam's
man. Like
life.
man, that was tough. That was a tough day, bro.
I
Watching
remember
that
watching that
happen,
live, dog.
watching the dude just
Live.
go down the sideline, bro.
Off a freaking, what was that? Yeah, field goal. Freaking went to attempt the field goal, took it from the back of the end zone. I'm like, there ain't no way this dude's about to take it to the house. Bro, he gets from past like that first set of people. Boy, he gets a side. I'm like, no freaking way, bro. Boy, he gets like the 40, the 30. I'm like, bro, no freaking way, bro. The freaking stadium just freaking the top comes completely off. Like, and that was in Auburn. Yeah, that was at Auburn, correct?
Yeah.
Yep,
But
that makes
see,
sense.
look,
That voodoo
but
house,
see,
huh?
but see, but look, we brought that down though. Last year? Oh, that 4th and 22, bro. 4th and 22, dog. Bro, you can have the kick six, dog. We done had like two other moments since then. Like,
Hmm.
yeah, I get it. The kick six is iconic, bro. But dude, we done had John Mechie with the inside out route and just cooked the defender. He just standing there. And then two just scores. And then he hit the Crimson Crane or whatever on the sideline, bro. That shit was tight. And then we had the 4th and like 27 or whatever it was. It was a long way. Either way, it was 4th down. And the fact that dude caught that ball, man, and got 1 foot in, that was just iconic, bro. But I get it,
Hmm.
man. The kick six is always gonna be something crazy. But that's what happens when you go to Jordan Hare, man. So like I said, I don't
Yeah.
like Auburn, man. I don't, man. But you know what? They actually got a cool ass logo though. Like I
Yeah.
don't know what it is. I don't know what it is about it. Like I don't like them, but it's something about their helmet with the AU on it. Like it's
The
kind of
color
cool.
scheme is really good too, though. The navy and the orange just
Right.
really goes. And that's another one. that kind of gets into like that old school, just simplistic color scheme, and it just
Yeah,
goes really good together.
it feel like they've been the same for years. Like, and
Every time I see that helmet, I think of Tommy Tuberville. Every time I see that helmet,
man, I
like I
think
don't know
of the
what it
Keo
is.
Spikes. That's what I think of.
Yeah,
The
I
Keo
forgot about.
Spikes.
I think of Tuberville with Cornell Williams and what's it, Ronnie Brown. Yep, that's
Yeah,
what I
yeah,
always.
Carnell. Yeah, Cadillac and Ronnie Brown. Yep.
That was
Bro,
good days, bro.
that's surprising, man. We could get into we can segue this into our expectation segment,
Yeah, let's talk about the
but
SEC.
yeah, that was cool, man. To have two running backs on the same team go top
Mm.
5 in the NFL draft, that's wild, dog. That's crazy good.
But that was unheard of, really, at that point. Like, and the fact that they were both like legit ballers, and he ran
Yeah,
them boys and ran them boys, and they ran all over everybody, bro. Cause that was before
yeah,
y'all had really came back, and I know for sure they were running on y'all.
yeah, bro. We ain't really have nobody. What was that? That was
Oh 05 or 04, something like that.
yeah, '04. We was in the thick of the Shula era, I want to say. I want to say
Yeah.
like that was not, like that was not a good era for anybody. Like it's just not, man. It sucked. Like it sucked. Like, but don't get it twisted though. As bad as Shula was, like there was some good that came out of it. I mean, you got the class won uh that won the West in '08 was actually better than the '09 class, to be honest with you,
Hmm.
because John Parker Wilson was way better than McElroy was, you know, and you had some seniors on there too.
Yeah.
So it was like I said, there it was that class was good because the '08 team had a lot of people on it. So Shula got them together, but I mean, had he gotten Tebow, bro, I think
Choo!
he might have still like had his job, maybe because he probably still would have effed it up. But I
He would
don't
have.
know.
He was secured it a few more years though.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe
Depending, but it all depends though, and we can go into current stuff in a second. But like, I think it all depends on like, could he have developed Tebow? Because what happened at Florida is they just knew how to really use him and play to his strengths and how to develop him
yeah.
as one, not just a bit of a passer, but
Uh oh. Uh-oh. Let me see if he get back in there.
a lot different,
There-
in my
there-
opinion.
Yeah, you had kicked out. You had kicked out.
Uh,
Yeah, like you had kicked out of the
okay,
screen a little bit.
okay. No,
But we back
all I
though. We
was
back.
saying
We
was
back.
it all depends on how they were going to develop him. And I think
Mm,
Florida did a really good job at playing to his strengths and building an offense around him and an offensive scheme that played to his strengths so they'd be able to move the ball up and down the field. Plenty of really talented players and stuff like that. But yeah.
yeah, like I said, I said Tebow was good, man. Tebow was real good, man. Like I feel like maybe Shula would have developed him as a passer, but I don't think he would have been the best player in college football history at
No,
Alabama.
because they would. I don't
Man,
think he would have played to his strengths. Like he
yep,
would have probably tried to put him in a box, and you
yep,
can't put Tebow in a box because he's an improviser. Not to the
yep.
same degree as like a Manziel or like one of these scramblers, but Tebow just knew how to win games and how to just make plays when they needed to be made, whether it be with his legs, his arm, whatever, jump pass, it didn't matter.
Yeah, Tebow was that deal, man. So, but I'm glad we got Nick Saban though.
You're right. So
All
I
right,
gotta
so
ask you, I gotta
what's up?
ask you, and I want to get your opinion on this because we haven't really talked about this too much, and then this could be our final thing. Talk to me about where do you think the SEC is at going into this season? And like, what are some of your expectations? Whether it be like certain teams you think that might stand out, certain players that might break out, and kind of because I don't know if we're doing East and West this year. I haven't been paying complete attention to that.
Mm.
But if certain teams make the playoff, what teams do you think are going to be like those 3 or 4 teams if we get that many in there?
Um. Well, all right. So I'll start with the obvious. Well, first thing, first thing. All right. So the SEC is in a good spot, man, because this is the first year where you can't really pick who's gonna win it. You know,
Mm-hmm.
from either side, either if it's East and West or the top two teams, you really don't know who that's gonna be. You know, I could easily say, oh man, it's gonna be Bama. Or you could say, oh man, it's gonna be LSU. But with the with the introduction of Texas and Oklahoma, somebody's gonna be clipped by them.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Mm-hmm.
you can pick your poison. You can say, oh man, it's gonna be Vandy, or you can say, oh, it's gonna be Kentucky or whatever. But you can't really you can't really pick it, because I know for a fact that we probably gonna lose 1 or 2 games this year. I would be this is just me being a realist, I could
Mm-hmm.
easily say, oh man, we'd be undefeated, man. But there are some games that are gonna test us, right? Specifically LSU, which is always a tough one. Auburn's always a tough one. But I don't know our schedule. I have to look at it again.
I
But I'm
think y'all
pretty
might play Texas because I know
yeah.
we don't play Texas. We play Oklahoma, but we
See
got
what I'm
like
saying? So
we got
that's
USC the first game too. That's gonna
that's
be
a
interesting.
tough game. And obviously you got Ole Miss and Lane Kiffin. If they get to figuring it out, as far as they figure out a weakness on our team, they're just going to exploit it all game. That's the same thing Hugh Freeze does or did at Ole Miss, and that's what he does at Auburn now. He finds a weakness and he'll exploit it all game. You can't stop the run. They're gonna run it, motion. It's all gonna lead back to the run game. So um, I don't know. It's a tough year to pick it. So that's my expectation. I just think
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna be fun because it's a new era of SEC football. Like I said, we get some rivalries back. Mizzou and Texas, Mizzou, Oklahoma, Texas and Texas A&M at some point. You get Texas, Arkansas now, probably more than you would any other year. So you get some really cool rivalries back. So that's a cool thing as my expectations. But as far as like team specific, I don't really have no expectations for Bama this year, honestly. I'm just kind of a fan this year. Usually, I'm brash and arrogant with it. Undefeated, national championship, Heisman, everything, right? No, not this year, man. Not this year. I don't know. I really just want to see how Kalen DeBoer, gets himself um, all inside of the SEC football, man. I want to see how he reacts to it, man, because it's a different ball game, bro. Like it's cool to be at Washington and you winning Pac-12 championships and stuff like that, but in this league, man, you can't be nice.
You gotta put
You
up
got,
or shut up.
yeah, like you gotta when you up 20, you gotta really put your foot down. And that's one thing that I will say Nick Saban really did. Like he ain't really lose too many comeback games. Like usually
Mm-hmm.
when people was down, they was down for the count. So I want to see if they have on defense, if they have that type of fire, and on offense, like, are we really going to put some points up? Because I gotta see Jalen Milroe take a step further in the passing game. That's the
Mm-hmm.
only way. Like we can run the ball, that's fine because Kalen DeBoer at Washington had a really good run game, right? But we gotta have the explosive plays too, you know. But that intermediate and short routes, like, can we take those to the house or just pick up first downs and keep the drive moving, man? Like I'm actually okay with like going back to like boring football for real. Ball control, just defense, like that's cool because that'll win you more games then especially the bigger games, if you can just control the ball and do what you got to do. I like
Mm-hmm.
that because when we went to the big play offense, man, we lost a lot of big games because of that shit. Like
Mm-hmm.
losing the national championship like two times. To Georgia and then to
Clemson.
Clemson, Clemson that year. Like we were just going for the big play the whole time. Like bro, take what's there. That's what Clemson was doing. And then once they got what they wanted, that's when they start doing all the crazy stuff. But so hopefully we can do that. That's my expectation for the SEC and then for Bama. What you got?
I think this is gonna be just like you said. I'm really interested to see where things shake out. Like if I'm just gonna start listing off teams that could be in the playoffs, just a list, nothing crazy, not set in
Oh,
stone. Obviously, Alabama's name is always going to be in there. Even with a first year head coach, you never know. The dominoes could fall the right way for them. We haven't even spoken on Georgia, which Georgia's done nothing but just get better for sure. But obviously, just like the Chiefs, yeah, that's what we do. LSU is definitely in there. I'm gonna touch on that more in a minute. Ole Miss is definitely a powerhouse coming into this year. I think Mizzou is a big time sleeper. They're
Oh, I
definitely in the
forgot about
conversation.
Mizzou. Oh yeah, I
Yep,
forgot.
and you get Brady Quinn back. So definitely count on Mizzou to be in that conversation. I think Texas coming in the first year, Sark's gonna have them boys ready to go. I don't know if I'm really sold
Yeah,
on Oklahoma right now. I think they need to show me a little bit more. They haven't really been
yeah,
impressing me the last couple of years, but nonetheless, it's Oklahoma. They could come in swinging. You never know. I don't necessarily think Kentucky's in the conversation. I don't even know who their quarterback is going to be this year because I know Devin Leary got drafted. Uh,
to the Ravens.
he's never going to play.
Hey man, hey, leave him alone, man. Leave him alone. He got
But
into
you
the
know
Ravens.
who? I'm not saying this team's going to be a playoff team, but if I'm just talking about the SEC, who a team people need to watch out for is Texas A&M. I'm telling you, Mike Elko's
Yeah.
there. They're doing really good in recruiting. He's really good at developing his players. I think A&M could be that team. Might not be a playoff team, but it's gonna be the thorn in a few teams' butts, bro. Because A&M's always got that. They're like that with us. They'll always be a thorn in our butt and freaking get us at the worst possible time, like the year before, where we had beat y'all and then we dropped that freaking one to A&M at the end of the season. That's gonna be a team that you got to watch out for that. And I think Oklahoma could be that team as well as I think Arkansas is another sleeper team that could maybe surprise a lot of people. Not necessarily make a playoff push, but I think he'll definitely have them in position to have a winning record and possibly knock off a couple of these top teams from finding their way into the playoff as a whole. But if I'm just going like team expectation, I think we did nothing but get better. I think we did really good in the portal. I think we did really good at trying to rebuild our receiver room after losing two really good guys. Defensively, they invested a lot of money and effort into defense. You got Blake Baker running the defense. I think he's a hell of a defensive coordinator. He turned Missouri's defense around with a snap of a finger. You got Bo Davis from Texas running the defensive line. That's a big impact piece. You get Kevin Peoples
Yeah.
from Missouri. You got a bunch of really good recruits coming in on defense, especially through like the defensive line and stuff. They've improved the secondary. They've got a lot better depth there. You have a first year quarterback who has tons of potential, gunslinger, strong arm, loves to make plays, kind of Aaron Rodgers esque, if you ask me, but just needs to be more careful with the ball. I think LSU's in a really good place this year. I know for sure, at least the defense isn't going to shoot them out of games like last year because I remember for sure, I remember we played Ole Miss at the game that we should have definitely won,
Mm.
but we just kept giving up the freaking slants and they were just picking us apart with the same plays over and over. It was the same thing we almost lost to Florida if Jaden Daniels wouldn't have freaking threw for 300 and ran for 200. Defensively really cost us last year in the secondary, and we weren't really getting great pressure from the line of scrimmage, especially in the pass game. Pass rush really wasn't there, but I think now that you have Davis running the D line, I think you're going to see a lot more disruption at the line of scrimmage, and I think the
Mm.
secondary is going to be a lot better as well, with especially the coaches and stuff that they brought in. I think LSU's definitely a ploy to be one of those three teams. And if I just had to throw a name out for the other two, I think Bama's still there. I think Georgia's there, and I think Ole Miss is definitely like on the cusp with Missouri of possibly making the playoff.
Yeah, man. I agree, man. I'm not gonna disagree with you. LSU defense was pretty bad. I feel like if they were good, um, I think Jaden Daniels would have made the playoffs, man. It would have been real cool to see him in the playoffs, you know. But they lost a few games because of that defense alone, you know. 'Cause Jaden
Hmm.
Daniels really didn't have a bad game all season, to be honest with you. So it was pretty cool to see him win the Heisman. So but I think it'll be all right, man. I forgot to say my playoff prediction for the SEC, but I still think Bama's in there. I think LSU gets in there. And I'm gonna say Georgia just to be on the safe side, man, because I feel like at some point the cream rises to the top, as Randy Savage would say. Yeah,
Oh
that cream
yeah.
rises to the top. Yeah, but yeah, man, that's what I think, man. I think at the end of the day, like those teams are gonna separate themselves because they have a lot more depth or whatever. But I think it'll be those three, and then Ole Miss will probably be the team that sneak in there because
I
I
think
think,
so.
yeah, or you know what? I feel like Ole Miss or Texas because I feel
Yeah.
like both of those teams kind of have the same type of head coach to where they
Yeah.
they will figure it out. They will like find a weakness of your team and just exploit it all game.
And
If
they're
you
both
can't cover,
very talented. They're both very talented teams. Now,
yeah,
I think Texas, now I will say, if we're just going to speak on Texas, I think Texas is going to see regression on that defensive line. I don't
oh
think they
yeah,
get the same pressure. Not
yeah,
having Davis running that defensive line, they're definitely going to see some regression there. I think they're
yeah,
overall really talented. But honestly, bro, I think Ole Miss makes that step, bro. I think if there's a year for Ole Miss to make that step, it's going to be this year because they're ultra talented on both sides of the ball. And I think they're hungry. And I think if there's going to be a team that's going to make that step, I think it's going to be them.
yeah. No, I like that. I like that. Jackson Dart's back for like that's his
Hmm.
last season or whatever.
Yeah, you
So I
still
can
got
see,
Tank that, and you still got that guy running back too, if I'm not mistaken. I
yeah,
forget his freaking
Judkins.
name. Yeah, Judkins. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, I like him too. So, but yeah, they got some players, man. I can see Ole Miss getting in there, man. But yeah, man, that's pretty much all I got for next season as far as the SEC is concerned, man. Like we'll do a bigger, longer breakdown of the SEC. We'll probably keep it SEC, Big Ten, and then we'll probably do.
the ACC. You think?
Yeah, we can do that. We can do that. We keep it like that because if we do the Big 12, it's kind of crazy. but,
Yeah, there's just a bunch of new teams, and
but you
nobody's
know
really
what? We could.
established.
We could do that. We could
Yeah,
do the Big 12.
I obviously, yeah. Let's do those three, and we'll do the Big 12 because this year's a cool year for the Big 12 because you don't have that established team. You get a bunch of new teams with Utah and Colorado, and you still have a bunch of these newer teams like BYU, and like there's a lot to talk about with the Big 12. It's just not to the same. I feel like the SEC and the Big 10 are up here. You got the ACC maybe like right there, and then you got the Big 12 like a little bit lower. Not like drastically off. They just don't have the star power like from a program perspective that the other ones have.
All right, now, man. Hey, I agree, man. So that'll be you got our breakdown schedule for rest of the we'll say preseason now. I think we're past spring ball, so this is like the preseason for college football. So we get our preseason breakdown, man. We obviously gonna do the NFL breakdown too. So be on the lookout for that, man. So hey, that's it, man. That's all I got, man. You got anything else, man?
No, man. We just want to thank everybody anybody that's watching live now, thank you guys so much. We really appreciate people hopping on live stream. Live streams are really fun, and this is kind of relatively new for us. We do a lot of like pre-recorded stuff, but if you guys do like this, we're gonna continue to do so, as well as maybe have some pre-record stuff. If you guys are watching on YouTube, definitely go check out our shorts, bro. We have the biggest library of shorts. We're doing a lot of reactions, and it seems like you guys are really liking that as well. So check those out. We're on Twitch now. We're about to be putting back on Spotify, yeah. And then we're on YouTube,
Yep.
Facebook, anything else, or
Nah, we're everywhere, bro. We are everywhere. We are everywhere. We're everywhere, man. We are Spotify, Apple Music, Deezer, wherever you are, we're up, man. So the store is up as well, man. Check it out. Get you some merch, man. It's really cool. Support the podcast, get it out there. People see you, they see us, so it works out, man. So we're just thankful to everybody, man. Like I said, we're growing, every day, 1% every day. Seem like we get better 1% every day. So the shorts are doing good. Everybody's doing good as far as our personal lives. So we're just happy. We're happy to do this. This is fun, man. So we're just thankful to everyone. So yeah.
I agree. And if you guys are watching on YouTube, man, do not forget, if you like this kind of content, don't forget to like the video, leave a comment, man. We love the feedback. We love to go back and forth with you guys. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not already subscribed. And if you are subscribed, you're going to see that little bell notification. Make sure to hit that so you never miss any videos, shorts, posts. If we add anything to the store, all that kind of stuff, you'll never miss anything. So hit that. This is the Football Friend of Mine podcast, man. I'm Brandon. He's Cam. I hope you enjoyed. Strap up for the ride, and you guys have a great day.
All right.
Peace.